Hello, this is Lucas Palmeira from Imaginando, and I'm here to give you another tutorial on DRC. Today we're back at the pop and we're doing Physical by Dua Lipa. We're going through pop for a little bit since we think that we should have a wide range of musical styles, but we'll be back to underground electronics soon, so don't worry guys if you like that. So let's get started. We're going to do 5 sounds, 2 basses, 1 lead, and some other different low bass and strings. So to start, we're gonna do this sound. I have here a delay modulator that I'm gonna turn off for now. This compressor is doing a little bit of sidechain. And I have this equalizer here, just cutting the lows and giving some highs. So let's get started. Bring back the default patch. And the first thing we're going to do is change the first oscillator from a sawtooth to a square wave. Go to the first LFO and drop the rate to 228. Okay, and raise 1 octave. And now raise the pulse with modulation to 441. Okay, like this. Now on the amplifier, let's raise this, drop the first oscillator to 912 and raise the second oscillator to maximum. And on the second oscillator, we drop 1 octave, change it to a square wave, and drop it to 192, minus 192 on fine tune. Okay, now we raise sub oscillator, change it to a square wave, and raise 1 octave. Like this. Pre-gain, we raise it to, it's at 800. Now everything is ready on the mixer side. But now let's go to the VCA. This controls the amplitude of the sound and raise the keyboard to maximum. This means the higher the note, the higher the velocity. The higher the volume, sorry. And for the velocity, we raise it to 795. This means the higher the velocity, the higher the volume. Now we go to the filter and drop the cutoff to 306. And the resonance to 314. Okay. Now what we're going to do is go for the first envelope generator, the one that controls the amplitude, and drop the decay to 352. Sustain at 304. Release at 322. And now for envelope generator 2, the one that controls the cutoff filter, since we have here on envelope generator 2 amount. Attack at 0, decay at 225. Sustain at 0 and release at 115. Finally, we go to the reverb and raise the amount to 145. And the decay will raise it to 285. Okay. So this is our first sound. Turn on the equalizer. Sidechain compressor, and now finally on delay modulator. The delay modulator, we have time at 355, 57, feedback at 0.1, depth of 380, rate of 080, and half dry wet. And we get this. More stereo and a little bit of modulation. So let's go now to the second sound, which is this one. Gonna turn off this delay modulator and this equalizer as well. And our sound is like this. Let's turn on DRC. Bring back default patch. Okay, and first thing we're going to do is raise 1 octave on the first oscillator. And now raise the second oscillator, drop 1 octave, change it to a sine wave, turn on sync. And now raise sub oscillator as well, change it to a sine wave, and raise 1 octave. Okay, like this. Now, what we're going to do next is go to the cutoff filter and drop it to 282. Okay. Now, let's go to the first envelope generator, the one for our amplitude, and drop decay to 352. Sustain at 0. Release at 255. And now on the second envelope generator, modulating the cutoff, drop sustain to 0. 225 for the decay. And release at 115. Last thing, on pre-gain, let's drop it to 766. And we have our second sound ready. So let's go to the third one. But first, let me turn on this equalizer. And on the D modulator, we got a time of 397, no feedback, depth of 317, rate of 0.83, dry wet of 570, and the result is this. Okay, so let's go to the lead now, which sounds like this. As you can see here, we've got some reverbs turned on that I'm gonna take off for now. So the sound is like this. Let's now bring default patch back. Okay. And first thing I'm going to do is go to the performance and raise the portamento time to 88. And next thing, and change the mode from poly to mono. And now, what I'm going to do is go to the second oscillator and drop 1 octave, raise it to maximum, and drop the fine tune to 0.68. Now, I'm going to the LFO1 and drop the rate to 446. Now I go to the oscillator modulation page, and I'm gonna raise the LFO1 modulation to 300. Like this. So we get this vibrato effect. Okay, and finally we go to the reverb, raise the amount to 450. And the decay to 724. We can do it like this. or we can do it like this, or both. We'll leave it at both. So now let's go to this bass. There is only an equalizer just to cut the subs here, so no need to turn that off. First thing I'm going to do is bring back default patch. And now on first oscillator, raise 1 octave. Now raise second oscillator to maximum and change the fine tuning to 192. Like this, and now master at 517, pre-gain at 858, raise sub-oscillator to maximum, change it to a sine wave and raise 1 octave, like this, and now drop the cutoff to 202. And resonance raise it to 236. Okay, change the performance from poly to mono. And now for the first envelope generator, decay and sustain at maximum, release at 0. And just gonna give it a little bit. Now on the second envelope generator, attack at 0.72, decay at maximum, sustain at 456, release at 100. And finally, we have a decay of 663 on the reverb and an amount of 237. Finally, for the strings, let's open the DRC. The sound is this one. It has a little bit of reverb here, doubled. And let's bring back the default patch. First thing, raise 1 octave on the first oscillator. On the second oscillator, raise it to maximum and fine tune to 188, sorry. Now raise the sub oscillator to second oscillator only at 833 and sub oscillator at 608. And raise 1 octave on the sub oscillator. Okay. Let's drop the master to 468. And raise the pregain to 626, like this. And now drop the cutoff to 866. Resonance at 156. And now the reverb, let's go to the reverb and raise the amount to 237. decay at 669, turn the chorus on and rate at 103, and depth of 444. And now for the first envelope generator, attack at 0, decay sustain at maximum, release at 444. Second envelope generator, attack at 0.72. Decay sustain at maximum, release at 100. And now let's raise this reverb. And I think we have this, so let's now listen to the melody that I've recorded before. Okay, I think we're ready, so let's listen. And this was it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. Remember, we will be coming up with new videos all the time, so please check that out. If you like this video, give us a like, give us a subscribe. That really helps us. So goodbye and see you on the next video.